Remember now, he and Juanita, mother and father of those 4 children, Dick, 55 years of age. It's really something out here bowling with the young guys. He is bowled in senior competition, of course.
Talented Dick Weber, just a living legend in the game. His last victory was a 1983 Seniors Classic. Remember, he likes to get out to a very quick front-running start. He can do that with a double here in the second frame.
Left the 9-pin. You know, Bo, while you were setting the record and winning this event last year, Dick was up here doing the commentary. And we have a RF or wireless microphone on him. Usually talkative, but perhaps with the fact the mic's on, he won't say much.
Got a bad break there, hit, which was an apparent good pocket hit, and he just drove the pin straight back, leaving a solid 9-pin. Very unusual.
He put more concern into that shot than some of the earlier ones. A lone 9-pin.
The true value, the second tournament in the Light Beer Slam in Cleveland. Then we go on to the second Jewel PBA Triple Crown in Imperial Lanes in Toledo. Then on to the King Louis Open, a tournament that George Pappas won a few years back.
Oh, he did that so beautifully and so effortlessly. And Bo, I know he has attributed much of his success to the fact that you put him on a weight training program.
Well, he took up weightlifting a couple of years ago with me, and I'll tell you a cute story, Chris. He came out on a tour, and Palmer Fahlgren, a good friend of mine, says, "Steve, what have you been doing?" Steve says, "I took up bodybuilding." And Palmer took a look at him. He says, "Steve, you better call it weightlifting just for a few more years." But he has improved his strength. He went from 140 up to 155 pounds and has really improved his bowling through this weight training.
And he now leads his boyhood idol, Dick Weber, by 30 pins. This 31-year-old non-winner, looking for his first buck earned on the tour this year, has a 3-bagger. Weber opened with a strike, marked with a spare. Better not let him get away.
See how Weber reacts to the early pressure by Steve Giljum.
Oh, 10-pin.
Bad break. Chris, he had a solid 9 in the second frame. Here's an apparent good hit. He hits the 1-3, saws out that 5. He tomahawks that 6, but look at that 10-pin will not move. The man that I say is the greatest spear shooter of all time, shooting the 10-pin, just counted in the bag right now.
Can't believe it. There comes a time when even the greatest blow one. He can't believe it. You heard him say it. I can't either. I know you can't.
Chris, they don't listen to me up here, do they? I have never seen Dick Weber give an opponent an opening like this. I'll tell you the truth, I've never seen him miss a 10-pin in all the years I've watched him bowl. Here in a critical situation, he slides by the 10. He's dug himself a hole early in the match.
It's on the left lane, taking that time to set. Looked awfully high, didn't it? But nevertheless, they're all down.
Here's the man who came out on a tour. He bowled with me a lot, Chris. He works for my brother, Neil Burton, in his bowling supply business here in St. Louis, and is just a tribute really to the young St. Louis Lions, the tough Midwestern regional program of the Pro Tour.
And this man is halfway. Halfway to what? $100,000 from True Value should he bowl 6 more.
Steve Giljum has this crowd in shock, Chris. They don't even know how to react. He's always been pretty well known around St. Louis. He's the top average bowler in the very tough Masters Traveling League. He's the top player in the PBA Midwestern Regional Tournament. That's the satellite tour for pros. We have 7 regions around the country. And yet he has never had any chance to win a major title. Here he is in the driver's seat against one of the greatest of all times. He's there.
And now he needs 5. First time ever on national television, a non-winner who has 7 in a row.
Well, that was the put away of Dick Weber. It's just a matter of can Giljum shoot 300. Giljum worked at a possible 300. Weber, if he strikes out, would have 238. He needs a strike.
Dick Weber doubling. Strike in the 6th and 7th, but still 62 pins. And when you go against perfection, look at him up there. A lot of kisses.
Good way to put it. Weber's going to the whip, just like a great racehorse. It's no time to lay back. He must strike on every ball. He's just going to cut it loose. Watch the follow-through. Watch as he accelerates through the ball. He's taking a little more chance, but he can't afford to have any taps. He's maximizing his power. There's that fan shot.
No, he left the 610 on the left lane. A wry smile on his face.
And that was the danger of he after having all the strikes. The best Weber can bowl is 216. Giljum going at a 250-plus pace. The story right now is, can Steve Giljum become the first man in over 11 years to roll a perfect game? He has 7 in a row. $100,000 awaits the first player to do it, awarded by True Value.
And Dick Weber was this man's boyhood idol. Inspired today, no doubt. So were these men that came up. Jim Stefanich on national television. This was the last man. Look at that. Emotion? You bet.
There's number 8.
4 to go. Perhaps I'd better spell his last name for you. Giljum. Steve Giljum, a wonderful 31-year-old professional.
Ironic you say spell it, Chris. The Globe Democrat and the Post-Dispatch, the 2 local papers, covered bowling very well. And the last time Steve was up there, they misspelled his name, and I've always kidded him about it. They spelled it Gilkum. I'll bet you they don't miss it again. Has 8 in a row.
Proud. Steve Giljum, including his parents. It's things well in hand.
A pretty accurate shot, but he just didn't get the lift he needed. Slides by, leaves a double-8, doublewood 2-8. He's got the match in hand, though. A possible 278 with a spare and 2 more strikes. Even though he slid by, Chris, he still has the match won.
That was his reaction when he missed that strike to keep his string going. And Weber, meanwhile, had a strike in the foundation 9th frame, and he can smile now. It's been a great event for him in his home lanes, finishing 3rd in this field of 128. And he will do that very same thing today, 3rd. But giving the fans something to cheer about. Dick Weber, you know, he had 8 strikes in bowling at 216. Well,
look at the pins.
He lost to Steve Giljum. And we'll be talking to Dick Weber in just a little bit. Steve finishing his match now. We'll have his final score. Dick can smile now. He's had a great tournament. He will have finished 3rd, $8,500. So Giljum will be in the 250s to Weber's 216. Back live at the Dick Weber lanes. Our semifinal match is ended. Weber losing it to Steve Giljum by a score of 255 to 216. Ironically, both had 8 strikes. Here's Nelson with Dick Weber.
Thank you, Chris. You said he lost it. I think Weber just kind of got beat. Dick, you had a great day. I'm sure you're happy with your performance.
Well, I certainly am, Bo. I'm extremely happy with my performance. But, you know, a fellow like Steve Giljum, he bowled so good, and I wanted to see him get that 300 game for the $100,000 from True Value. But I hope he gets it this game, and, of course, I wish Dave Ozio good luck, too.
The thoughts and comportment of a great champion, Dick Weber. Chris, he had a great day.